Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. In this video, I want to talk about toothpaste, used batteries, as well as DIY books, what they all have in common. So let's talk about it right now. Alright, so what does a toothpaste and these used batteries as well as DIY book have in common? Well, it's about saving money, it's about saving the environment, and it's about economics that you need to be aware of because these supply chain is increasing the price of our common goods, and I'm just showing you that it's not so bad as you think if you know what to do in this type of situation where price keep going up and cost of living keep going up, and so you need to think about what you can do to kind of slash your spending or be more frugal about your spending. Well, let's talk about the toothpaste right now. Now, when you use toothpaste, for example, and you can use this concept to any other products as well. For example, this toothpaste, I used to use it and I throw it away, but now I realize that there are about 20% of the paste that's still inside this plastic empty tube that most people think is empty. What you want to do is you want to be able to open it up. As you can see here, I open it up, and there's about 20% of these toothpaste that you can still use. So you want to use all of it if you can. Okay, open it up maybe with some kind of a dactyl knife. Cut it open. Just be careful though. Cut it open, and then inside you want to scoop up as needed the toothpaste that you want, and you're ready to go with that. And that will save you like 20%. Now, it's not just for saving money, it's also environmentally friendly as well, because these chemical, if you don't take it out, it's going to go into the environment anyway. So especially when it's washing out into the rivers and water flow land. So just be aware of that. If you use it for its purpose, then it's not as bad as when it goes into our drainage system, and which could pollute our river and lakes. Okay, just be aware of that. You can save money, 20% at least, and also save the environment. Now, these batteries, alkaline batteries, as you can see here, I have tons of them. I saved them because we use it up for very intense machines, things that use a lot of power, and then they're drain out. But apparently, some of these battery is still very useful. What I end up doing is that the alkaline battery I divide into 3 different categories. Okay, so basically excellent quality, good quality, and okay quality. Now the quality is based on the voltage measurement. So what I do is I use a voltmeter and I will measure it. If it's less than 1,000 millivolt, then I know that it needs to be recharged. Usually I have alkaline rechargeable batteries. I'll trickle charge it at a very low current. I try to avoid that because it seems not always work, and you can get a leakage in the battery. The next stage, of course, is to measure the voltage on the battery. If it's between 1100 to 1300 millivolts, then I'll use it for powering my LED lamp or LED flashlights. Okay. If it's above 1300 and below 1500, then I consider it as being a good batteries. Then I might use it for a more powerful device system like maybe a motor. And anything above 1500 millivolts is considered as almost as equal to a new battery. Now, sometimes that happens because when you're using the batteries and you try to measure the voltage, some of them will drain and some of them will actually will remain constant in their voltage. So there's maybe it's a device and how it's connected. Sometimes it's not equally distributed, the current and the voltage, and so some battery is not used efficiently than the other when it's connected in parallel or in series. Okay, just keep that in mind. You want to make sure you measure the voltage for each of the battery. And once you find out that is above, or sometimes when you mix up old and new battery and you don't know which one is old and new, and it happened to me a lot, is that you mix the new with the old, and when you measure the voltage, hey, it's still 1500 millivolt. So you definitely can use that as a almost like a new battery. Okay, so that's what I would do. Divide three categories: okay, good, and excellent. And if it's not okay, then you might want to recharge it. And that's how you can save a lot of money as well. And look at that, I collect at least 2 boxes of this, of alkaline battery. You know how much money that would be if we were to buy new? I would say hundreds of dollars, okay? Lastly, of course, oh, by the way, another thing I want to talk about other than the alkaline battery is the lithium battery. As you know, lithium battery, like this type of 18650 battery, lithium battery, this type that you can find in computer laptops, when you take the battery apart, and you'll see that there is a individual lithium battery like this one, 18650. And the thing with these batteries, this is a about 4-volt battery, and I think the amperage varies from 2500 all the way to 4000 milliamp. And they can give you a lot of energy, especially if you have a newer flashlight that uses a powerful LED light, and it might require this type of battery. So each battery, for example, costs almost $4 to $8. It depends on the quality, right? But minimum $4 when it's new, and a brand name, very powerful one like 4000 milliamp hour may cost you at least $8. So being able to collect it from an old laptop and then find out whether it can be used can save you a lot of money as well. And that's what I did. Now, how to recharge it, I built my own lithium rechargeable batteries, and I used an old lithium power bank to do that. I took out the battery itself and then I rewired it, so now I can plug in, or I can recharge it with a do it myself lithium battery. When I connect the two together, now this lithium power bank can now charge my lithium batteries. So that's how I'm able to save money as well, using the lithium batteries. Now, other thing, of course, is that I want to fix things. As you can see, several of my videos, I try to do my own plumbing and build my own shed, do my gazebos myself. All these things will save you a lot of money as well. If you get somebody else to do it, it may take some time, because now there's even reports where you won't be able to find some of these workers to help you with your chores. So if you can do it yourself, that'd be great. Now, of course, you got to make sure you know what you're doing as well. Okay, so I invest a lot of money in DIY books. I got this book from thrift stores and used, right? And it costs about 1/3 to 1/10 of the price. And then I will get a discount as well from donating something. So anyway, the point is, I will look through the DIY books and see which one is really useful. Usually I get a very thick one, a more modern textbook. Now, if your house is built in the 1970s or 60s or even the 50s, maybe the older textbook, DIY, will be more useful, right? Because remember, these DIY textbook reflects the house that was built in those era. So, like, for example, this book is, I think, 2000. Let me just check the date here. Yeah, 2001. So my house is actually around that age, about 2005. So this book will be beneficial to me, because when I fix things around my house, I know that this book is relevant. Whereas if I buy a book that's in the 80s or 90s, it might be relevant if my house is that old, in the 1960s, 1970s, right? So getting an older book will still be relevant to those type of building, okay? So just keep that in mind, because the plumbing may be old plumbing, the lighting system may be old, everything that is built on those timeline, and so the knowledge has to be reflective of those timeline as well. So you have to be careful with that. Another way to save money, of course, is to stitch your own clothes or repair your own clothes. For example, you have a shirt or a sweater or pants that has holes. You want to stitch it up using, let's say, a needle and a thread, and maybe a batch of clothes that you can cut and patch it. Okay, if it's a button problem, then you just stitch up the button, and then you have a new, well, almost new pants, right, or shirts. Instead of spending in new clothes, or go and get latest greatest clothing, you can always wear a clothing that you already have, and as long as it doesn't have too big of a hole, you can still stitch it up. I think it's pretty cool to have a shirt that has hole in it, and you stitch it up, and it shows that you're an environmentally friendly guy or gal, and it looks fashionable too, I think. Reflective of your nature of being frugal and being environmentally friendly guy or gal, okay? But on top of that, I think you're saving money as well. and you'll enjoy it. In fact, stitching my own clothes and my pants and cutting it to fit my size, I think it's very productive skills to have and not too dependent on these fashion industry and all that stuff. So that's my take in trying to save money and saving also the environment at the same time during this very hard economic times. I know a lot of you may be going through that, and I think a lot of people. I really believe that the government doesn't know what they're doing, and this is why we need to take care of our family and each other, community, and how to really empower ourselves to be more frugal in our spending and how we manage, things that we're purchasing. As prices keep going up, we need to know how to counteract that. Okay? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a heart of appreciation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.